All right, Guardsmaniacs, we are here with another Guardsmania welcome, and this is a very special edition of Guardsmania. You guys have, you've seen all the posts, all the advertisements. You know that we have a very, 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 very special guest, especially if you know me at all. This guy is the reason why I'm into baseball. I wore number 9 all growing up. Everything I do was number 9. I was probably the worst switch hitting second baseman in the history of Northeast Ohio Little League. He is batting third, number 9 at second base. Carlos Baerga. Ladies and gentlemen, Carlos, welcome to Guardsmania.
Thank you very much, Gary. Thank you. Oh my God, Green, this guy did a pretty good job, bro. Wow, that's awesome. I love it.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you, man. Welcome to Guardsmania. Thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you. I like the name Guardsmania. I love it.
That's right.
I love it.
We're maniacs for the Guardians. You know, we love Cleveland baseball. You know, and a lot of the passion that we have for Cleveland baseball has a lot to do with watching you. You know, you have a lot to do with the love for the people around here have for Cleveland baseball.
I love it, man. I always say when I got traded to here, it was a special time for me because, first of all, that was my first team. They gave me the opportunity to go to the big leagues. And right. No matter, a lot of people say, oh, you're going to Cleveland. It's an ugly city, stuff like that. I say, I don't care. I'm going to be in the big leagues and I'm going to have fun in the big leagues. This is my time. I say, I don't care where I'm going to play baseball. I don't go there for Disney on a vacation or anything like that. I'm going to play baseball. And, playing here, there was the best time of my life when I got here to Cleveland.
You could absolutely tell, too. Your energy carried through the team those years.
Thank you.
Thank
you very much. And you know what happened my first 2 games? Snow. So that's when I realized I am in Cleveland. It was a cold weather. I never seen snow before, but it was hard. But it was awesome, to be here.
Great. Yeah, man, and we loved having you. And you came over. It wasn't just like you were called up here. When you came over, you were involved in one of the biggest trades in Cleveland history. When you came over with Sandy, and you were traded for. It wasn't just a regular guy. You came over and you were traded. For a guy named Joe Carter, who was he was a legend here. And he was a legend everywhere he went. He was a legend over in San Diego. If you're a Toronto fan, you love Joe Carter. He hits that home run. He's one of the only guys to end a World Series with a home run against the Phillies. Giants fans love everybody who had Joe Carter loved him. And Cleveland fans here are notorious for, when I was growing up, all they ever heard about was the Pat Tabler trade. And, guys nowadays, they don't know who Pat Tabler is, right? Because, the Indians were the Indians in the 80s, but all you heard about was, I can't believe they traded Pat Tabler in the 1980s. And anybody who was involved in those trades, they got hell when they came over to Cleveland. So you and Sandy really had, you were not put in a good position coming over here into Cleveland, but you guys came over here. And I dare to say that there are not any other guys who are from that era, really Cleveland Indians, that are really accepted and loved like Cleveland Indians the way you and Sandy were and are.
It was special, man. And I had to give thanks. I always say, thanks to Sandy Alomar. Sandy Alomar was twice MVP of AAA. That's what I want to say to these young kids. They think they belong here. They think they have to bring it up. Before, you really had to hit to be in the big leagues. You really had to pitch to be in the big leagues. You really had to put the numbers to be in the big leagues. Now, it's easy. Easy. Okay, I have to put some numbers and they're going to call me up because somebody got hurt. No, before, it was very hard to do it. And thanks God, the Sandy Alomar got traded with me together. I win the MVP. I went to Winter Ball, win the MVP in Winter Ball, and that's when me and Sandy got traded to the Cleveland Indians, and there was a special time. And when we realized that we got traded for Joe Carter, we say, wow, we better step up and do something because I know the fans they love this guy. This guy was a power hitter. And they all, baseball is a power hitter. When you have power, they're gonna love you, stuff like that. But you know what? Sandy Alomar, Rookie of the Year, made the All-Star game, win the Gold Glove. So he put everything together. I was a guy that I started in the bench, but then in the second half, I got the opportunity to play every day, and I started, showing everybody what Carlos Baerga can do.
Yes, yep. So you moved around quite a bit those first few years, didn't you?
Yes.
How did moving around to different positions? How does that affect your preparation for the games? And like, does that get in your head when you're hitting too? If you're playing where you're playing defense for that day.
You know what? The best thing that happened to me, because let me tell you, I signed as a shortstop when I was 16 years old, but I went to A-ball because I never went to rookie. I went to A-ball and I played second base. My second year in AA, I played shortstop. My third year in AAA, I played third base because I have Joey Cora in front of me. They come from this university. There was one of the best universities. He was in the first round. Robbie Alomar was in front of me too because they signed 2 years before. So they was ahead of me. But they want to find a base that I can be in the buildings the quickest possible. So I played second the first year, shortstop the second year, and third base. And in all three, I made the All-Star game. So in the minor league, so the Indians know that I can play all three positions. So they bring me as a utility. And let me tell you guys a story. I went to spring training with the Indians, and I started hitting like crazy. Boom, 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 boom. On the last week, they were going to send me down. And John McNamara said to the GM, no, he's staying with the club. I want him in my club. And they start fighting. But I was hitting like crazy in spring training. They start fighting, the GM, the manager, and the owner. And John McNamara said to everybody, I want Carlos Baerga in the team. I want him with me. I'm going to get him the at-bats. And I'm going to prepare him because he's going to be our second baseman. And that's what happened to me.
He's the one who saw it. He's the one who saw it and was like, hey, we're not sending him back down.
Did you have a preference between any of the positions? Like, did you see yourself as a shortstop? Were you disappointed at second base?
I see my body and everything to be a second baseman. I think that was the base in there. That I really like. I love to turn the double play. I love to be closer, to the shortstop. I always say, for you to have a good team, the middle of the infield has to be strong. Sandy Alomar, you have Omar, myself, and then you have Kenny Lofton. You have the best middle infield in the league for 4 or 5 years. So when you have that, it's easier for the pitcher. We lead the league in double play all those years. We lead the league. Sandy cutting, throwing out guys in second base. Kenny Lofton catch everything in center field. So when you have that, it's easy for a pitcher and for a team to win games, stuff like that. So that's what we have in there.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, you went to second base, and I was a short little fat catcher. And you went to second base, man, and I had to move to second base as well. And, none of my coaches, liked that move. But I had to do it because Carlos was a second baseman. And I think that there was a push of a lot of, fat little uncoordinated second basemen all over Northeast Ohio that had to do that because of Carlos Baerga. So, there was probably a lot of dads that, loved watching you play, but didn't love the effect that you had on all of the uncoordinated fat little kids here in Northeast Ohio, man.
Man, I had to give thanks to my father because he was the one that teach me how to be a switch hitter.
Yeah,
he's the one that when I was 8 years old, that's when I started switch hitting. And I remember at the beginning, no, Daddy, I just want to hit lefty. I said, no, I want you to be a switch hitter. First of all, his favorite player was Roberto Clemente, but the switch hitter guy, Mickey Mantle. Mm-hmm. So he loved the Yankees. So he was a Yankee fan, and I want you to be like Mickey Mantle. I said, Daddy, that guy he's right here. He's a Hall of Famer. And I said, I want you to do that. And look at what he said to me. You know why I want you to be a switch hitter? Because I don't want you, when you get to the big leagues, I don't want the manager to sit you down against righty or against lefty. And I said, wow, my father was ahead of time.
Yeah.
Right now, that's what's going on in baseball. Do you see
Right.
that? Now, for you to play regular, you have to be Jose Ramirez.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
Nobody in our team have a base. Do you know that?
Especially on this team. Yeah.
Jose Ramirez have a base. And Juan, the other guys in our team, they have
utility
to play position. And it's good. It's good to
It is
learn
good,
that,
right?
to have that. But that's the difference. So my father was ahead of time because he knows this is what's going to happen and stuff like that. So that was the best gift that my father gave to me to be a switch hitter. I don't want to face, and he said to me, I don't want you to face Roger Clemens, Pedro Martinez, and lefty Randy Johnson from the left side all the time because they were going to put it right in there. So that was the best time, the best thing that my father did to me.
One of the most fun things about watching you play was your batting stance. From both the left and the right side, you had one of the most open batting stances that we've seen in baseball.
Yeah.
Was that something that you always had, or was that something that developed in the minor leagues as things went on?
I got three things that I did since the beginning as something that I always hit in there. First of all, I hit close to the plate. I wasn't afraid to throw me fastball. And second, I hit in front of the plate. I hit in front of the plate, and that's something that my father teach me. If you hit in front of the plate, the ball is going to be fair all the time. It's not going to be foul. So that's good in front of the plate. And he teach me how to, a guy that throw hard, go back a little bit. A guy that throw soft, go forward a little bit. The guy that throw a sinker ball, get closer, more closer to the plate. The guy that throw inside, move back a little bit. So you have to make a judgment in everything in life. You have to make a judgment. Right now, these young players, they don't make a judgment. They hit in the same way. They don't shock up. Another thing, 2 strike, I shock up. Do you see guys that shock up in the big leagues? Otani, Juan Soto, Joey Boro used to shock up. When you shock up, you got more control of the bat to make contact. If you see that my stats, I hit more homers with 2 strikes than what I hit with no strike and 1 strike. So why to be afraid? So if you know the game is to make a judgment, that's what you have to do as a player. The guy throw a lot of quarters, let's move back a little bit. So I want to get tiny there. Throw hard, move back a little bit. Throw soft, go forward. And another thing that my father teach me, you hit with the catchers. Be prepared with the catches. And at that time, I don't have a laptop. I don't have I don't have a iPad or anything like that to check it out. I had to keep it here. This was my computer. Right. You know what I used to do? I'm gonna let you guys a secret. When I play against Texas Rangers, who was the catcher? Ivan Rodriguez. Ivan Rodriguez, the best arm, the best. He lead the history of the game, getting guys on second base. But you know what happened? If Kenny Lotto got on base, what he was gonna ask for? For a fastball.
Yeah.
So I was ready for a fastball. Check my numbers against Texas. My number against Texas very high, a lot of homers, stuff like that, because I wasn't going to miss the fastball. So I was ready for that. Omar Vizquel, second hitter, he get to base, he going to steal too. So Ivan Rodriguez called a fastball. Carlos Baerga was ready for a fastball. When I played against Chicago White Sox, the catcher was Carlton Fisk. Carlton Fisk don't care if they steal. He want the pitcher to get you out. So what I used to do, I move forward to get the breaking ball, to get the changeup and the curve high so that I can hit. The game is to make a judgment.
Absolutely.
If you're watching the game in the bench, you don't have to watch the iPad all the time. The guy is right in front of you. Watch the picture.
Right.
You already had 3 hours inside the clubhouse watching the game on the videos, on TV, and everything in there. When the game starts, the game is right in front of you. You know what he's throwing. And another thing that people are missing is the human factor.
Absolutely.
You can be like the other day, get a call against us. He wasn't get a call. He wasn't the guy the first 2 games was throwing 98, 99. He wasn't. He was wild. He had to change the mentality to pieces, stuff like that. That's going to happen to a lot of pitchers. That's going to happen. So you have to know the game, you have to know what is in front of you to get better every day.
When do you think that when did that start to change?
When?
Yeah, like when did you start to see, guys no longer choking up and guys stop making those adjustments? Because it seems nowadays that you just don't really see that at all the way you used to.
I think the last 8 years has been kind of crazy a little bit on that,
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you see so many guys maybe have 1 or 2 years having good years, but then they got released or they got traded, something like that. You don't see that many guys staying in one team.
No, not too many guys maintain the same high level of production.
That's why the guys that you see staying in the big leagues right now with one team and stuff like that, those are the guys that have good work habits, intelligent about hitting, intelligent about pitching, intelligent about fielding, stuff like that. So that's why they stay so long, in the game, stuff like that. So those are the difference of of those kind of players.
Back in your day, we used to hear a lot of, you guys would talk a lot about your hitting coaches, right? So for you specifically, Jose Morales, for example,
yes,
and then Albert would talk about Charlie Manuel.
Yes,
nowadays,
you told me.
Yeah, Jim told me to talk about it, right? So nowadays, you don't hear really anybody talking about hitting coaches anymore. Why do you think that is? Why do you think it is that hitting coaches necessarily aren't making? Is it that they're not making the difference that they were? Is there not the connection that they used to have with the players?
Well, I think the hitting coach is so important in an organization, in a team. He got your eyes. He's watching you. After the game, most of the hitting coach, they don't go home. They stay watching the videos. Not the guy that been hitting boom, 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 boom. No, the guy is struggling because he care about it. You know what Jose Morales used to do? When I used to wake up, he already put it in. If I'm in a road trip, he put under the door a paper. He said, "Hey, you're doing this with the head. Let's do. When you get to the ballpark, we're gonna work on this, on this." He already write it down and put it under the door, so he don't want to wake me up early. But he already was studying what I need to get better and be prepared for. And if he want me to be early at the ballpark, he let me know. Please come early. Let's work on this. Those are the little things that we are missing right now. And I always say you have to have and believe in your hitting coach. Your hitting coach is the most important person. If you are infielder, if you're a hitter, if you're a pitcher, you're pitching coach. And I think we have one of the best. That's why our organization is number one in pitching.
Yeah.
Because Carl Willis is the man.
Yeah.
Quiet.
Absolutely.
You don't see him doing so many things, but he watch, and he know how to talk to the pitchers, and they believe on him. Because he already, he's got the most Cy Young guys in the history of the game. 5.
Wow.
Cy Young, Cliff Lee,
Sabathia.
CC Sabathia. He got Corey Kluber twice. Corey Kluber. He got 5. I'm missing one. I'm missing one more. These guys, he's the best.
Bieber.
Didn't he have King Felix in Seattle? Bieber. Okay.
King Felix in Seattle. King Felix in Seattle too.
Yeah.
Bieber. Yeah. No, he's the man. Nobody like Carl Willis. We are blessed to have that guy here. I say to these people, I say, you better sign him because somebody got to try to come and get it. I'm telling you right now. You to have a pitching coach that changed the life of the career of a pitcher, that's a special guy. I want to keep that pitcher.
CC Sabathia credits him with a lot of us. Always.
And I used to change the mentality and make you believe. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. It's not because you throw hard. It's not because you are superior or any other pitcher. It's to make you believe with the stuff that you have. You don't have to go, I throw 92. No, I have to throw 98, 99 to win games. No, with the stuff that you have, you can be better.
Greg Maddux didn't throw 100.
No.
So Greg Maddux didn't throw 100,
No. So those are the things as a coach, you need to know your hitters. You need to watch them. When they going good, make sure that video, you have it with you all the time. You know what Manny Ramirez used to do? Manny Ramirez used to fly everywhere with his tape, videotape, and Edgar Martinez and Juan Gonzalez tape. They put it together for him.
Wow.
That's what he used to do all the time. Watch the hands, the legs, put the leg down. Manny Ramirez, people thought that he was a stupid guy. And I'm sorry that I said this word here. He wasn't stupid. He was very intelligent. This guy was at the ballpark at 10 o'clock in the morning every day, working out, watch video, come back home, eat lunch, go to sleep 1 hour, come back to the ballpark, go to the batting cages, let's go for the game. That's why he got 500 homers. That's why he hit 300, 312, something like that. Manny was one of the most intelligent guys that you ever see as a hitter.
Prepared and yeah.
What do we got to do to get guys like Manny back into the game, hitting coach for? I mean, I don't know. I want guys like Albert and Manny back in the game, hitting coach here.
Do you know the Manny Ramirez? And you can ask anybody. He was the one to make Javier Baez with the Cubs, Keith Bryant MVP, Schwarber. You remember 2016 when Schwarber came back?
Yes. Don't remind me. Yes, I remember.
That was Manny Ramirez in the bench.
Wow.
In the minor leagues with the Cubs, and he's still doing it.
So he's there with them now, huh?
He's still no. Manny, there's the thing is I cannot mention that Manny working with different things. They call him because he need to close him out. They call him because he know how to work with players. He know how to get in the to make him believe. He know what it takes to be, and he's hungry. He want to help. He want to help. He loved the game. He's still hitting.
Manny never left the game.
No, he's still hitting. You know how much money Manny making? Yeah. He's in Japan in a context. He's in Korea. He's in Australia. He's everywhere hitting.
Yeah,
that's Manny Ramirez.
He's like Ricky Henderson and Julio Franco. Those guys never left the game.
They still in there. They still in there. They're still helping and stuff like that. That's Manny Ramirez, bro.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I've definitely, I'm in here every week. There's a couple guys I talk about a lot here. Albert's one of them. Manny's one of them. Guys that just it upsets me to see how these guys have been treated. By the game, by the fans, by the media. And that's one of the things that I think baseball has suffered from is I'm not going to try and get you in trouble and talk about
No.
Yeah,
but
I'm not going to get you. But
I think the fans love Albert. I think the fans love Albert.
Love him.
And I think the media haven't said anything in the last few years about Albert Bell. We want Albert Bell to be back in Cleveland. I know that our organization want Albert Bell to be back in Cleveland. I don't know what happened. That he's I know that he's been busy with his daughter. He got 3 daughters. They play other sport and stuff like that. But Albert was one of the best players of the game. That Albert missed 1 vote to be in the Hall of Fame. 1 vote.
Yeah.
When Harold Baines got in, 1 vote he missed to be a Hall of Famer, and he's gonna be a Hall of Famer.
Albert should have a statue outside of Cleveland. Outside of that stadium.
Nobody worked harder. Just those 2 guys, Albert Ben and Manny. Nobody. And I can tell you, that's everyday hard work. Day off, but they come to the ballpark to hit. Day off, everybody's sleeping, resting in the beach or in the pool, and they still coming to the ballpark to hit. And you know what? Let me tell you this. Getaway day. We are in the road trip. Listen to this. This is crazy. And he go the first game 0 for 4, second game 0 for 4, and third game he was 0 for 5. You know what he used to do? Everybody waiting in the bus, dressed with a suit in Texas. I remember in Texas like today. And Albert Bell was in the cage after the game, working. And when he got to the bus, I was the first one to say, "What you doing? You're crazy. Let's go. Come on, man. We need to go. We want to go. We want to get out of here." and he was working in the batting cages. That's the kind of player I want in my team. They care. They he don't want to look bad. He want to help the team hitting, because when he hit, he's gonna bring runs.
Yeah,
we're gonna win games. You know, we're gonna do something. So he care about it. So we got pissed off at the beginning, but when the season is over, 50 homers, 50 doubles, 130 RBIs for 10 years in a row.
Yes.
So
nobody. And you want to talk about
that's the player that I want to hear with me.
And then in 94, 95, he got robbed of that MVP in 95. And 94, he gets robbed of the batting title because of the strike. You know, Paul O'Neill beats him out on that on the last day in 94. I mean, you know, those strike seasons don't happen. It's a different story in those stats. You know, you lost almost half season, full season because of those.
The fans need to know something. That 1995 team, in 10, maybe 15 more years, you guys already have 3 guys in the Hall of Fame. You have Eddie Murray, they play 95 teams. Dave Winfield playing 99 because people forget about him. And we already have Jim Thome. We're going to have Omar Vizquel in the Hall of Fame, the best shortstop ever. They play
all
this
time.
game.
Better than Ozzie.
Because the people think, the shortstop now are the best. No. Because you know what? I want a shortstop to catch the ball every day for me. Catch it. Get me out. Turn the double play. Catch me the ball with the three men on base. Last inning, we need to dive. You remember the World Series in Florida when he died, men on second and third, and he died. He threw the guy out for base. That's the guy that I want in my team. He win 11 Gold Glove with us in here. He was the man. Kenny, okay, you got 3 with those 3 guys. Kenny Lofton, he should be in the Hall of Fame. Omar Vizquel should be in the Hall of Fame. Albert Bell should be in the Hall of Fame. So if you put in there, that's 7 guys out of 9.
Wow.
Out of 9, 7 guys should be in the Hall of Fame. And I know other her size are going to be in the Hall of Fame later on. And I think Dennis Martinez is going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, El Presidente for sure.
So when we finish in 15 years, Cleveland Indians 1995, there's no team in baseball. Did you guys listen to that? No team in baseball. They had 9 players in the Hall of Fame. Fans,
incredible.
You guys are blessed to watch one of the best team ever to play the game in there.
And if our second baseman's knees don't give out, we have a 10th one too. Because we had a second baseman who had a heck of a career and a heck of a run, man.
It was my fault. I really start, I start working. I start looking to all the stuff, in my life. They got my ability away a little bit, and that's why I got traded. But you know what? But I was blessed to play with a beautiful and one of the best team ever to play the game. The only thing that I missed was to win a World Series.
Absolutely.
That's the you don't know how hard it was for us to fly back from Atlanta to Cleveland. That was one of the toughest moments of our life. Oh my God. It takes from Atlanta to here. I live in Atlanta. You know that I live in Atlanta right now. It's a 1 hour and 30 minutes. For us, it takes us like 5 hours to go from there to here. It was like that, man. Everybody quiet. But you know what? We was very happy to when we got to the airport to see our friends in there. It was something that I'm never gonna forget about, man. It was awesome. That was just really good. It was something very special.
Yes, we were all very proud of this in the city. That was a great year, and we definitely hold it dear. Cherish it.
Yeah, for sure. On opening day this year, some buddies of mine were out and we ran into Kenny Lofton.
Yeah.
And we ended up in this argument about what is the greatest Kenny Lofton play. So let me ask you, what is your favorite Kenny Lofton play playing with him?
Wow. They got so many, man. He got so many balls, but I think the one he jumped all over and then he threw to first base to get the guy out over there.
Yeah.
Kenny was special. He can beat you. He was a 5-2 player. Kenny is a guy like Ichiro. Ichiro, 10 years in a row, 200 hits. Ichiro was a guy. If he want to hit homers, he can hit homers. But he want to get bases. That's why I don't like what's going on in this game right now about you have to hit homers to be a great player. No. Tony Gwynn was a great player, 7 batting champions.
Where are the guys that are hitting 350, 370?
He reacts. Right now, look at what happened to Luis Arraez. He almost don't sign with anybody. Right now, he's second in the league in hitting. Again. A lot of people can't hang out to play second base. He's leading the league in wrong defensive play.
Wow.
Because people that never play the game put you a stamp that you are no good, that you don't have a chance, that your time is over. I don't like that. Right. Nobody say that to me. And I always say in a lineup, I have to have different guys with different kind of ability to win games. I want a guy to run. I want a guy to bunt. I want a guy that I can put a hit and run. I want a guy, to hit homers, to bring RBIs and stuff like that. That's the kind of lineup that Carlos Baerga like. I love that. I love that. But you cannot have 9 guys that hit homers.
Right. Should everyone know how to bunt?
They want the catchers to hit. They want the catcher to hit homers. If you now that Kyle Riley hit 60 homers, you see how many catchers are gonna get released. Because I want that catcher. No, Love Hedges. Hedges, the guy we have right now.
Yeah.
When he catch, we are 16-4. That's awesome. Yesterday I was talking to Roberto Perez, and I said, "Wow, Carlos, he's amazing, man. He's still doing it, and now he's hitting too, stuff like that." So we have a special catcher in there. That's a bless. I want a catcher to be a leader. I want a catcher to catch, to get the pitching staff going every day. That's what I want as a catcher. If you hit, that's a plus. That's a plus, my friend. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Same thing at shortstop. I want a guy that catches that ball every single time. If you can hit, that's great too. But there's certain positions that you need to play defense. You want your catcher to be able to handle that pitching staff. There's just things that are just much more important sometimes than hitting those home runs.
Yeah. Well, that's the way this game is right now, man.
Yeah, it's just different. So let me ask you this. When we go back, so we're talking a lot about, the way the game was. And we talk about, the labor stoppage. And, you had in 92 and 93, you were on a tear there. You had, that year, you had those years, 320 home runs, 200 hits, 100 RBIs, 100 runs. I mean, we'd never seen anything like that before. And in 94, you were hitting 314 and you were going to do it again. And then boom, labor stoppage, right?
Yeah.
We had just gotten the wild card. You guys didn't know what you didn't know. That was probably, of all the teams, in my opinion, I think that was the most dangerous team because like I said, there were no expectations on you guys. We had the new stadium. Everything was magic.
Yeah.
Labor stoppage doesn't happen that year. I don't know, man. I think 94, I don't think anybody stops that 94 team.
That was a big year for us. Everybody, having a big year too.
Wayne Kirby's having big hits that year. Yeah.
It was very special. I thought that we were going to come back again after the strike. I mean, we were going to come back, but it was something that it was hard, to say. What was going to happen? I know that we have pitching, we got hitting, we got everything together, and it was magic. Having the new ballpark brings so many joys, brings so many happiness to us, and our fans was in there every day.
I mean, you had Jack Morris on that team.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
From what I remember, I don't know if this is true, but I remember reading that he goes fishing every day and then only comes on his starts. Which is kind of funny. Yeah. But the reason I bring this up is because Major League Baseball right now, if from what we're reading here as fans, looks like we're going to have a work stoppage at the end of the year here. And I hope not too. And there's sometimes when you have magic, and you lose that magic, you can't regain it. you know. And so as you know, you're a former player, but now you're a fan, right? And you work in the game. And what do you have any like piece of it? Do you have any advice for both the owners and the players as we're coming into this? You know, any pieces of wisdom as somebody who went through this?
I is get together, work together. The first thing that I like already is they start working a month ago. That was at the beginning of May. So that's good. I don't want to start working when the season is over because it's going to take a long time. So that means they're working right now. I know in the All-Star game, everybody going to go there. They're going to have meetings in there because everybody going to be right from, not just in a camera talking in there. Like, you know, I'm talking about the owners. The owners need to be together. The thing is, let me tell you something. This is the era. They are making so much money right now. It is crazy. You see, you know how many different. One day is Apple, one day is TBS, one day is Amazon, one day is MLB, one day is ESPN, one day. You know how much money they are making? You know how much money each team make when the year is over? No counting with the ticket, selling in the ballpark, everything. $387 million. The MLB gives to every team. So you're already making the money.
Right.
So what you want to go to a strike when you want? You see there was a selling in the San Diego Padres. There was 4 owners of the NBA. They want to get in baseball because it's high. And the thing is, Japan is here now. You see what happened in the World Series? Canada, Japan, and USA together. That's why they make so much money. So there are so much money coming from Japan that is amazing. All the you know, no matter what, nobody the Dodgers don't make it to the playoff. It's gonna be a lot of money because Japan is already in with us. You know, in commercials. You know, with the major league, especially with and now Netflix. You see Netflix doing the games now. So, my friend, they're gonna fight. They're gonna be some, you know, Trumpy stuff like that against the Major League and the Player Association, but they're gonna sell it because they don't want to miss one game. They don't want to miss one game. Game, the TV people are gonna say, "Hey, we got a contract.
Got money.
We got money. Let's go." We need to be in the field, not to be at home watching soap opera or watching basketball or football. We need to play. So I think that they need to get together and fix it. That's all. Yeah.
I hope so. I'm rooting for it. You know, just being a fan and losing the World Series that year, especially when it was finally, you know, the Indians were turning it around.
Yeah.
You know, with you guys, man, I don't want to see that. I don't, you know, and even if we're not in a position, you know, to be one of those teams, I know that they're a fan, you know, every year there's a new team turning it around. And, you know, you saw what happened to Montreal when that happened. And you don't want to see that happen to another city, you know, and it seems as though that there is, you know, even though the Indians or the Guardians the last couple weeks here have not played the way that we want them to play, man, they have started off good this year. And it seems like there's a little bit of magic coming back a little bit with this team, and you just want it to continue, you know.
I like what we have in here. I like what we have in here. First of all, you know, when you have the pitching staff that we have, that's a really good, you know, opportunity that we have in there. You know, having Gavin Williams. I've been saying this to everybody. I compare him with Roger Clemens. When Roger Clemens, kind of pitching, I think he can become, you know. First of all, you know, his body, his legs, the way he pitched, I love it. Messick, wow. You know who I say that is Messick? David Wells, but good David Wells. Better David Wells. That kind of David Wells. He go after anybody, you know, stuff like that. That's really, really good. So I think, you know, having those 2 guys in front, you know, of our pitching staff is really good. We are blessed to have that. And Tanner Bybee, I know he's going to get it back. The last outing was really good. He's pitching tomorrow. He's pitching
I mean,
tomorrow.
He's just been really unlucky too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Oh my God, we don't score. We don't score
Yeah.
when he pitch. So that has been really bad for him. And I think it's Leiseconi and Joey, they keep us in there. Our bullpen is what we have the best. You know, we have K. Smith. We have Conte got back again pitching like that. We need Eddie Sabrowski. When he was in there healthy, nobody. We got the best three in there, so we need him healthy back again. And this guy, Colin Honderman, what a job he's doing for us. It's been amazing. Sean Armstrong gonna come back again. At the beginning, it was gonna hurt, and I think we have everything in there. We just need to get Kwan going. You listen, Kwan. That's the guy we miss. We miss Kwan in there. I love Basana. I love the energy that he brings to the team.
Absolutely.
And he gonna go through that, people. Do you think that he was gonna hit the whole year? No, because the teams they're gonna make a judgment. Now is the time for him to make a judgment. What I like about him, the energy. He take walks. He steals bases. And he's turning the double play. He's becoming a better second baseman too. So I think he's going to be a great player for the organization. You know, and I think he's really going to be good. Rocky is improving every year. He's getting better. He's doing really good right now in shortstop, so he's good. We got Martinez. Mature more. He's getting better too. So I think it's really good. But I think Kwan. We need Kwan. We need Kwan back again. And Jose Ramirez he's gonna finish the year like he always finishes. It's gonna happen. I think it's good. We okay. We are okay. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna go to the up and downs and stuff like that. But we cannot forget about play guard ball. Right. Guard ball is running, bunting, hit and run, running the bases right, and something that we haven't done the last few days, catching the ball. We cannot make errors because we are not a power team. We are God's ball. Do the little things to win games. That's what it's all.
Manufacture runs, right?
Yeah,
for sure. And I want to also shout out here. So the reason why we have you here is because of Rich and the Tuscarawas County Browns backers, and they're going to be they don't just do Brown stuff. Carlos, you are going to be a guest of theirs. August 1st at Shenanigans in Dover, Ohio, going to be doing some autograph signings. So, you guys, if you've never met Carlos is one of the coolest dudes you are ever going to meet. So get down to Dover, Ohio and Shenanigans. Make sure you go check them out August 1st. It's going to be from 12 to 2. Come and get some autographs. You get one for 20, 3 for 40. Yeah, come on out there, man. I'm going to be there. Eric's going to be there. The rest of the Bearder Browns are going to be there. All of the Tuscarawas County Browns backers are going to be there. It is going to be an awesome time. The Tuscarawas Browns backers do a lot of awesome events. They bring a lot of Cleveland sports legends out.
Awesome.
Yeah, dude, it is going to be awesome. And I cannot wait for
Looking
August
forward
1st.
to it. Yeah, me too.
Yes, this is going to be awesome.
It's going to be an honor for me to be there, take pictures with everybody. I'm going to be some pictures too. So, some cars. So we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun with everybody over there. It's going to be 2 great hours. Come to this place right here, and we're going to enjoy it. Yes.
Awesome. Well, this was fun too.
It's going to be
quick
great.
45 minutes.
Awesome, man. It's
the
an honor.
best 45 minutes we've had, man.
I always say Cleveland is my second city. I'm born in Puerto Rico, but I feel like I'm born here. That's why I keep working here. That's why I don't want to go nowhere. This is my city. I love it. I love it.
And we love you here too. Absolutely.
Yeah, we love you here. We got 3 numbers we need to retire in this city, and they're consecutive. They're 7, 8, and 9.
Yes, we're gonna do it. We got to
do it. All right, thank you, Carlos, for joining us, and we will see you August 1st. And thank you for everything that you did. You made a lot of us love baseball, and thank you for staying involved here in Cleveland. And we'll see you August 1st, man.
You got it, guys. Take care. Let's go, Guards. Let's do it.
Go, Guards.
Come to the ballpark this weekend. It's gonna be let me tell you, Stary Escobar is pitching on Saturday. But come tomorrow because we play in Detroit, and that's been our enemy the last 2 years in the playoffs. So let's go. Let's do it, guys.
We'll bring it.
Before you go, when you were playing, who was your big rival? Who was the rival for the
The White Sox.
White
You
Sox.
remember?
Oh,
We
I
under-
hated the White Sox.
Yeah. We're gonna
Yeah.
do it. We're gonna do
Yeah.
it. And I always the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yes.
For you to go to the World Series, you have to be the Yankees.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
let's go. Let's do it.
Let's go. Let's go, Guards.
All right.
Let's go.
All right. Thank you for watching Guardsmaniacs. And man, it's been awesome having Carlos here. Carlos, thank you very much for your time. We'll see you August 1st.
Bless. Take care, guys.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you very much, Bubba.
Okay. Bye-bye.
You guys, that was Carlos Baerga. Man, what a treat it is to have him here, dude.
Absolutely.
Wow. That was awesome.
Such a smart guy too, baseball wise. He knows his
man.
stuff.
Yeah, man. And he, and Tuscarawas Browns backers, they put on events all year. Also, they're going to have an event this Saturday, Bearded Browns. We're going to be there as well. This Saturday, we are going to be at the Bowling with the Pros. It's benefiting the Toys for Tots in Southeast Ohio, down in Canton, Ohio. So make sure you come and check us out, 5155 Tuscarawas Street. Man, it is going to be
bringing
awesome.
toys.
What's that?
Are people bringing toys to this then? Or?
Yeah, they sure are.
Okay.
And you can come on down there. It's there's going to be lots of lots of Cleveland stars down there. As you can see there, man, there's going to be Bernie Kosar, Greg Pruitt, Ben Davis, Joe Charbonneau, dude, Hanford Dixon. So the original dog, Hanford Dixon's going to be there. Bob Golick.
Mhm.
My mom actually Bob Golick used to come into he used to live in Mentor. I don't know if he still does, but my mom worked at the 7-Eleven in Mentor. And she used to love, I guess, when he would run because she said he had a nice tuchus. I don't know what that's all about, but I've heard about this my whole life, So Bob Golick will be there. Felix Wright, as you can see, man. So go and check it out. Contact if details if you want to go 330-418-2330, 330-418-2330. So that is this Saturday from 11 to 4. And then we'll be doing a live Bearded Browns there as well. So come and check us out. Come and say hi. And, we will be there as well. Make sure you come check us out. And big shout out. Thank you very much to Browns backers, Tuscarawas County, and Rich Desecker. Let me tell you something about those guys. They have no reason to do nice things for us. But they have been so incredibly good to us. I love them. Thank you very much for helping us get Carlos out here.
Absolutely.
Especially like this Guardsmania podcast. This is, we're just starting this off, so we don't have as much of a following as we do with the Bearded Browns. Carlos coming on here is all Rich Desecker and the Browns backers. So I just
thank you guys. Thank you, Rich.
So man, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
For helping us get Carlos out here. Support them, man. They do some awesome stuff. They do great fundraisers, and they're very connected with all the Cleveland legends, man. So make sure you check them out. This bowling event on Saturday is going to be awesome. 330-418-2330. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come out and have some fun with us. Man, I feel like everything else we're going to do here is just,
Exactly. We're spent.
Yeah, man, we're spent. So we are going to talk a little bit of current Guardians. Carlos was, we were talking with Carlos about kind of where the Guardians are now. So for the first time this year, the Guardians aren't in sole possession of first place. And, that has a lot to do with the defense that they're not playing and the hitting that's not going on.
It's like Carlos said. Yep.
Yeah. If you want, we pull up here. Do we have the AL Central here? So if we pull up the Central, Guardians are a half game out to those dreaded White Sox. So, we're talking about, we want to whoop on the Tigers, but here we are again, 30 years later, and the White Sox are the ones that are taking it from us again.
Yep. And they got a nice young team of hitters: Jacob Gonzalez, Braden Montgomery, Colson Montgomery, Murakami. When he gets back, they could be a potent offense. And we've struggled with some potent offenses this year.
Yeah, they have. And that's disappointing because, pitching has been our strength, but I don't think it's necessarily really been the pitching. A lot of it's been the defense, which has let us down. So it's just, we're in a situation here where we got to hope that the Guardians can just keep their nose to the grindstone and start playing some good defense here, because if they don't, they just don't have an offense that is going to be able to carry them through these stretches.
Right. And I think this team is better than last year's team. So I guess the expectations are a little bit higher, but they were just so lucky last year. They had the expected record of 80-82, but their real record was 88-74. And it just doesn't happen too often. It's hard to win when you get outscored. And, they're being outscored again, and they're still 3-4 games over 500. So can they do it again? It's going to be tough to see, but fun to see. But
yeah, for sure. And
a lot of playing perfect ball.
For sure. And, down in AAA, you're hoping for some reinforcements, but it's kind of hard to predict what's going to be going on, especially with, you got a bat down there that you're really hoping to come up here in Cooper Engel, but they're moving him from catcher to left field. Mm-hmm. You were worried about his defense at catcher, which is why you're moving him to left field. And I get that, because you want his bat up here.
Right.
But you're taking a guy in a pennant race who's pretty much brand new to left field. So this guy's going to have a month at left field by the time you bring him up here, or maybe a month and a half in left field. So, I mean, what can you expect from him in the outfield with that much experience?
This definitely would be a step down from Quan or anyone else that takes that position now.
For sure.
Yeah, it's tough.
The Guardians are in a precarious situation, or are they maybe showcasing him out there to see, if he looks good enough in left field, is he somebody that's part of a package for somebody?
Right. I think we had him in our trades the other week when we did our trades. We had him included.
Yeah, they're definitely in a precarious situation of, what they're going to do. The White Sox, you keep thinking that they're going to fall off because they're young, but they're in a situation that maybe the 94 Indians were in. They don't know what they don't know. They don't know that they're young, and they don't know that they don't know about the pressure. And so they are playing what they're playing, and they're a team that could be in this. They're young and they're good.
Absolutely.
Arias
they got plenty of prospects too.
For sure. They could swing a deal. We have Arias coming back. We don't know when he'll be back, but he could be coming back soon. Where does he fit? Second base is gone for him. He's really has no place in the infield right now.
I mean, he has played first base. I just don't know that he put his arm at first base. His arms got some value to it, especially if he's in the outfield. But he was too rough in the outfield, wasn't he?
Yeah, but does his bat play anywhere?
That's true as well. I mean, I was disappointed. I thought he was going to have a breakout year, and he seemed to be kind of as lost as ever on some of his strikeouts, just swinging at pitches that are like being completely wrong, not even close to guessing what's right. And you expect him by now, I think, to develop that skill a little more than he has. He's got the pop. He's got the skills. He's got the talent, raw talent. He's just got to put it together.
Yeah, but that's a lot of guys. You don't get to the major leagues if you don't have raw talent. So you have to at some point put it together. And the Guardians have been waiting a long time for him to put it together. He's another guy I think came over from San Diego in one of those trades. Guardians have a good track record of getting guys from San Diego over the years in these trades. But Arias is unfortunately, he's a guy that you want to put it together. He's a guy that Guardians fans have been rooting for a long time. For one reason or another, he just has not been able to put it together. And unfortunately, it's weird because you have a team that isn't very good offensively, but it seems as though they're kind of stuck in a lot of places. There's not a lot of room for a guy like Arias, and I don't think that he has a lot of trade value either. So I just don't know what you do with a guy like him. I don't know that, I don't know if there's a spot for him.
He's out of options. So he's either going to have to be released or traded.
Yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know what you do at this point.
We know Fairchild's not here for long. That was just I think to clear him out of the system even, so he's not taking at bats from somebody in minor A and triple A, the minor leagues.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a 31-year-old journeyman
for sure. But at this point, you kind of need him just to to fill a roster spot,
right?
Which is why he's here.
Absolutely. Yep.
You just kind of hope that he's got something left in the tank, which is why he's here,
or he gets hot while he's here. Yep.
Yeah. And like Carlos said, the Guardians are back home, so we're hoping to see some folks out at the game this weekend. This is who we're going to see. We always want the Guardians to spend money, right? But then this is the flip side of spending money, is that just because you spend the money does not mean that the guys that you spend the money on are going to perform. And case in point right here is a guy that I wanted the Guardians to spend money on. And man, would I be angry if they had spent the money on Jack Flaherty now, right? Yeah. I wouldn't have given that, I spend the money on Jack Flaherty, but I wouldn't have given them the grace if they had. Look at the numbers he's putting up, 1-7 with a 5.31 ERA. He's one of the reasons why the Tigers are in the position that they're in right now.
Yeah, absolutely. What's he at, 10 million this year?
Something like that. He's definitely, he was definitely out of the Guardians price range, which is why he is not here. He had a few good years out there, but Flaherty just isn't what he was, and then you have Tarek Skubal, who's back, it looks like.
Yep. 32 million.
Pitching. Say that again.
He's making 32 million. I don't know why I'm going over the salaries though. I just like,
I don't, but he's a guy that, Detroit is really hoping to see something out of him, I guess, maybe to see if they can get something out of him in the trade market.
Yeah. Cause it's intriguing. Detroit has pretty high salary. Are they 185 million? That was guaranteed contracts, I think. 24 million on Baez, 23 million on Framber Valdez, 32 on Skubal, 10 on Flaherty, 22 on Gleyber Torres, 9.5 on Kyle Finnegan, 9 on Kenley Jansen. I mean, that's a lot of money.
It is.
And we're competing with it, so that's great. But yeah, if the Guardians spent that, what would we be thinking?
For sure. And that's, I guess, where it kind of gets frustrating, is that you hope, with the Guardians, is that where I go with the Guardians and them spending money is that I know that the Guardians are smart.
Yeah.
And so I'm of the opinion that if the Guardians were to open up the pocketbook and spend that kind of money, that they wouldn't spend that money like idiots. They wouldn't spend that money stupidly. So if they were to spend the money, $15 million on a guy, $30 million on a guy, they'd spend it on the right guy.
Right.
So that's where I want them. That's where I want to see them. I want to see them open it up a little bit and compete a little bit. That's why I'm excited for this new CBA, hoping that they have a little bit of a floor so that, we can keep some of our free agents and, maybe we can start to see some of these guys here.
Right. It's nice to re-sign your guys, especially the ones you've drafted and brought up through the system.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Instead of trading them
sure
when it's time, but that's the Cleveland model. That's what we got to do.
For sure. But for example, Frankie Lindor, when you kind of look at what everything how everything played out, and what you got for him, sure, at the time it was nice when we had Andrés Giménez, but when you flip, you have to keep on hitting. And once you don't hit, that flip doesn't work anymore. And now looking at it, it would be not, it would have been nice to have Frankie Lindor all of these years instead of, Andrés Giménez and, Ortiz, who's now going to go to prison for, throwing pitches and, all that stuff that has gone on. But, man, this has been an awesome show. This is
yeah.
What's that?
So we haven't spoken much about that and the kind of deficit that they've left this team, missing Ortiz and Clase.
For sure.
I mean, that was really a big loss to not get anything.
It was, and
value
kudos to the Guardians organization for being able to overcome it.
Yeah.
They really
things
bound together.
Things could have took a dive and they didn't. So
yeah, they came together last year after that. You guys, Guardomaniacs, thank you very much for watching and supporting. It was awesome having Carlos Baerga on here. This was definitely this is my favorite experience of all the podcasting and all the stuff that we've done. Man, it was so cool to share this moment with you, E. You know, you and I go back to we're little kids.
Yeah,
you know,
we're fighting over who wanted to be Baerga.
For sure, man. So this was awesome. Thank you very much, Tuscarawas County Browns backers. Thank you, Carlos Baerga, man, for spending time with us today. You guys, thank you very much for supporting us. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And we will be back here next Thursday, 7 o'clock. Hopefully Logan will be back, and we'll be talking Guardians, hopefully with them being back in first place. We will see you next week. See you later, Guardomaniacs. What you gonna do?